I've always loved working at Wallace Restaurant. Nestled at the heart of a quaint, sleepy town, it's a relic of a bygone era, frozen in time with its vintage decor and dimly lit dining rooms. But lately, my love for the place has been overshadowed by something sinister lurking within those time-worn walls. It started innocently enough, a whisper of unease that danced at the edge of my awareness. I'd arrive early for my evening shifts, the crimson sunsets casting eerie shadows through the restaurant's vintage lace curtains. The creaking floorboards seemed to groan with secrets, and the flickering candlelight played tricks on my imagination. One evening, as I meticulously set the silverware on the tables, I caught a glimpse of something out of the corner of my eye, a fleeting silhouette, a blur of movement. I chalked it up to exhaustion, but the unease lingered. The regular patrons began to change too. Their faces, once filled with contentment, now bore expressions of discomfort. Conversations hushed to whispers, as if the very walls had ears. I found myself stealing glances at the antique mirrors that lined the walls, half expecting to see someone or something standing behind me. One night, it became impossible to ignore. I was alone in the back storage room, stacking crates of wine glasses, when I heard a whisper. Not a normal whisper, but a muffled, almost guttural voice. My heart thundered as I strained to make out the words, but they were indecipherable. Terrified, I stumbled out of the room and slammed the door behind me, vowing to stay out of that ominous chamber for good. As the days turned into weeks, the unease grew. Customers began to complain about cold drafts and a sense of being watched. We checked the ancient heating system, but it was in perfect working order. The chill that had settled in the air seemed to defy explanation. One evening, as I was closing up, I heard footsteps. The restaurant was empty, but I could swear I heard someone walking behind me. I turned, and there, in the dim candlelight, I saw a shadowy figure. Panic seized me, and I ran for the exit, locking it behind me. I couldn't ignore it any longer. Something was terribly wrong at Wallace Restaurant. I confided in my coworkers, and they, too, had experienced similar phenomena. We decided to investigate the restaurant's history, hoping for answers. What we uncovered sent shivers down our spines. Decades ago, Wallace Restaurant had been a hub for a secret society, one rumored to dabble in the occult. Stories of strange rituals and mysterious disappearances haunted the place's past. As the days passed, our efforts to unravel the mystery only seemed to anger the malevolent presence within those walls. Chairs would topple over when no one was near. Eerie whispers grew louder, and sometimes, in the dead of night, we could hear faint, mournful cries echoing through the empty dining rooms. We decided to confront whatever dwelled within the restaurant. Armed with nothing but courage and flashlights, we ventured into the heart of the darkness. The air grew thick with tension as we inched our way through the labyrinthine corridors. Then, we found it a hidden chamber, a relic of the secret society's rituals. Symbols adorned the walls, and a sense of dread hung heavy in the air. But there was no turning back now. We had to put an end to this. With trembling hands and signs, cleansed the chamber of its dark history, scrubbing away the symbols and reciting prayers. It was a battle of wills, a test of our resolve, but gradually, the malevolence receded. The atmosphere in the restaurant shifted, the shadows retreated, and the whispers faded into silence. As we stepped out into the moonlit night, we knew we had saved Wallace Restaurant from its haunting past. It was once again a place of warmth and comfort, with no more secrets hidden within its walls. But the memory of those harrowing nights would forever haunt our dreams, a reminder that even in the most ordinary places, darkness can lurk, waiting to be uncovered. In the weeks that followed, the air in Wallace Restaurant felt lighter, and our customers gradually regained their sense of ease. The vintage lace curtains no longer danced with sinister shadows, and the antique mirrors held only the reflections of contented diners once more. It seemed as though the malevolent presence had finally been exorcised from the building. Still, the experience left its mark on all of us who had been a part of that eerie chapter. We couldn't help but glance at the shadowed corners, half expecting something to leap out. Our laughter became tinged with nervousness, and our conversations often circled back to those fateful nights. I couldn't shake the feeling that we had only scratched the surface of the restaurant's dark history. There were stories about secret tunnels beneath the building and rumors of otherworldly encounters in the nearby woods. I found myself drawn to uncovering the truth, unable to let go of the mystery that had consumed me. One evening, as I was cleaning the antique chandeliers that hung from the high ceiling, I heard a faint, almost imperceptible whisper. I froze, the ladder I stood on trembling beneath me. It was back. The dread that had once gripped my heart returned with a vengeance. I climbed down from the ladder and followed the sound, my heart pounding in my chest. It led me to the cellar door, a heavy wooden portal that had always filled me with unease. I hesitated for a moment, then gathered my courage and pushed it open. The cellar was a labyrinth of dusty shelves and forgotten relics. Cobwebs hung like ancient tapestries, and the air was thick with the scent of age. As I descended the creaking wooden stairs, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. At the far end of the cellar, I found a hidden alcove filled with old books and parchment. The symbols on the parchments were eerily familiar, echoing those we had cleansed from the secret chamber. It was clear that this place held more secrets than we had ever imagined. As I examined the documents, a chilling realization washed over me. The malevolent presence we had banished was not the only one tied to Wallace Restaurant. There were others, ancient and hungry, lurking in the shadows, waiting for a chance to return. I knew then that our battle was far from over. The restaurant's history was a tapestry of darkness and secrets, and I had unwittingly pulled at one of its threads. I had uncovered a deeper, more sinister truth, and I couldn't turn away now. With a heavy heart, I began to research the rituals and symbols that had haunted us. I sought out the guardians of experts in the occult, determined to unravel the mysteries that lay hidden in the restaurant's past. The journey ahead was treacherous and filled with unknown horrors, but I knew I had to confront them. For as long as the darkness lingered, Wallace Restaurant would never truly be at peace.